Hello and welcome to What Went Right, the show where we look into films and TV shows and discuss what went right. In this episode, we'll be looking into the first 60th anniversary special of Doctor Who, titled The Star Beast. Now, this isn't a full-on review, this is just me discussing about what went right, in my own personal opinion. So without further ado, let's get into it. I think it was an alright episode. There was a lot of weak writing in there, and there was a lot of questionable decisions from the writing and production team. One of these things I will point straight out is the beginning, the opening. I think a previously trailer showing Catherine Tate's and David Tennant's previous adventures would have suited fine, and it would have been so much nicer to see that before heading into the title sequence and going into the first scene. That whole breaking the fourth wall, talking to the audience bit did not need to happen at all. Previously trailer there would have worked just fine. Now I'm going to take a minute to talk about the comedy. Catherine Tate was on point in this episode. It's like being back in time with Ted and Donna. They bounce off each other, especially after Donna's just got her memories back and is saying how she had all of that money and she gave it all away because of a memory loop from the Doctor, and which is what stopped the Metacrisis. And that was amazing. That just had me bawling with laughter. What I didn't like in regards to the Metacrisis is the whole let it go. Let it go, let it go. You had a plot point right there which you could have expanded over 3 specials, culminating in the Toymaker and having Donna die because of the Metacrisis. That would have been beautiful. Spending all of that time together, that knowing it's on borrowed time, trying to solve and fix the Metacrisis, only for Donna to succumb to it. That's what I went into the 60th expecting. That's what I went into it hoping and believing that what would happen. I thought in the second episode, Wild Blue Yonder, you'd go in and see very close to getting the cure, only for it to be taken away, having to chase down and then having it revealed that the Toymaker took it. That is what I thought was going to happen, and that's what I hoped would happen. And then the Star Beast happened and they let it go. I'm going to touch on the whole male presenting Time Lord and the trans stuff later, so I'm coming back to that. That's a whole separate thing. The Meep was absolutely adorable. In that first scene, when you see the Meep for the first time, it was so cute. How Rose acted with the Meep as well, it was so nice. It was so refreshing to see something not completely CGI. How the Meep was made and how they how they pulled it off. The behind the scenes for that is absolutely beautiful and so impressive. Like, I don't know if that's just me, but I am in awe of the Meep. And it's, even though anybody could see the twist a mile away, especially if you've read the comic, which I hadn't, but I was aware of it and I was aware of the twist, it was still quite obvious, and I don't like how that was handled. I do like the Exhibit C shooting the Wrath Warriors. That was pretty nice. But yeah, in regards to Meep's ship, I don't like that everything just kind of went back after Rose reversed it with the Metacrisis. That was lazy. You could have just had that damage there and show consequences for the events. Like back in 2005, you had real world consequences with the Slovene invasion. You don't have that here anymore, and that's something I think that is a big problem. With that being said, I do like the hints that we've got to the Meep's return and the boss. It kind of shows that there is more that the writers want to do with the Meep, and they have a plan ready. It's like with the Toymaker's Legions there as well in the background, and I can't wait to see how it ties into everything. Like, it's fantastic. This foreshadowing and world building there I enjoyed and I really liked. It's good quality writing, it's good quality for the show, and I think Russell T Davies did a good job with that. Now, Donna's family in this they were written beautifully. I like how Sean Temple got a lot more than we saw in The End of Time, and even if it was only for this episode, we got to see a bit more of his character and why he's such a good fit for Donna. I think where this family shines is the clear character development for Sylvia. Compare Sylvia in this episode to how she was back in The Runaway Bride in Series 4. You can see that she's changed, and it's for the better. You can see that she's trying to be better, and I think this all stems from the Journey's End, where the Doctor tells Sylvia that she should tell Donna every once in a while that she's the most important person on the planet, because Donna never believed it. And that, I think, really struck a chord with her. It shows in The End of Time as well that she's trying to change, trying to be better, looking out for Donna, putting Donna's safety first ahead of her own disappointment. All of that is absolutely beautiful, and it shows that with time you can get better, and I think there's a lot of subtlety there in that writing that just kind of speaks back to the audience. Now, on to the part I think a lot of you are probably not going to care about. We're going to look into the trans aspect of this story. Now, how it was handled in the first few scenes with the dead naming. That dead naming scene was absolutely beautiful. As a lot of you already know, I'm a trans woman, and that resonated with me really well. What actually happens in day-to-day life for a trans person, that is what you get, that's what you expect. You walk down the street expecting to be dead named by someone you used to know or someone that doesn't respect you. You've always got that fear following you around because you won't truly feel safe. But then we get into the other parts. I'm going to talk about the pronoun scene because for me, it came out of nowhere and didn't fit. If Rose had asked about the Meep's pronouns earlier when they were alone, then I think that scene would have fit there better, because it does kind of, the pronoun stuff does kind of represent stuff for trans people, what they've got to go through every day, stuff that we've got to sort of do every day, correcting and things like that. If we had that earlier scene, I think that one would have sat a little bit better with viewers, and I think it definitely would have sat better with me personally. Oh, and then we get to the last one, the male presenting Time Lord comment. Wow! How Yasmin Finney felt okay saying that and that being in is beyond me, because it 100% sends the wrong message, and it sent the right wing into a frenzy. I've already discussed a couple of people on this channel, links in the description to all 3 of those videos, and they've all got their complaints with that section, specifically that male presenting Time Lord part. That didn't need to be in there at all, because it takes away some of Jodie's identity, saying Jodie Whittaker's doctor would have known because she's a woman. No, she wouldn't have known. It's not down to their gender identity or how they present. Not at all down to that. the whole thing about the Metacrisis is that Donna knew more because she was part Time Lord, part human. That little bit of gut instinct comes hand in hand with human race. That's why she understood better. It was right there. She said it herself in Journey's End. The whole... Oh, it just makes me so mad that it was allowed to stay in and it wasn't cut. Everyone that watched it thought, oh, that's a really good comment, that should stay in there, instead of cutting it, because it sent everyone into a frenzy, and it definitely helped the right-wing villainized trans people a bit more. And that's coming from a trans woman who's seen the backlash that comment has made and has responded to the backlash that comment has made. Now then, I absolutely love this brand new TARDIS design, and having that big huge space and the TARDIS being similar to David's original TARDIS in regards to how it's filmed. I absolutely love it. You can see there's so many other rooms that TARDIS can go to. There's multiple different levels again, and I love TARDISes like that. And I love the whole it's gorgeous and the Doctor running around there like a child. David Tennant felt amazing in that scene. Like, it was like he was obviously witnessing it for the first moment and having a whole breath of freshness come onto him, so to speak. And Donna's little joke about getting fired from a job for spilling coffee over the computers, only to be given a coffee, spill it over the TARDIS, and says she's done it again, only for the TARDIS to go into its frenzy and crash into Wild Blue Yonder. Well, technically crashes into Isaac Newton and then crashes into Wild Blue Yonder, but that's a different thing. That's for next time. I absolutely loved these scenes in the TARDIS, and the whole the one last trip thing with Donna and the Doctor as they go and see Wilf. I absolutely loved that. I was really sad that Bernard Cribbins didn't show up in this episode, but that was a treat for next time. And that will be my comments on the Star Beast. Obviously, if you do want more, then let me know. And this is something new that I want to try. I have a video about the Marvels planned, because I wrote notes when I saw it in the cinema, and I have not done anything with them. So I'm gonna look through them, and I'm gonna do a what went right video about it. But yeah, these are my thoughts on the Star Beast. What I think went right, what I thought could do better. And yeah, we will see you in the next one. I know this video is late by a week, and that's just a completely separate issue. This just took me a little bit longer to find out the details, and I'm definitely going to sort that better out for next time I do what went right. But anyway, thank you very much for watching, and we'll see you next week. Bye bye.